Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Either way, I'm so glad you're here today. Today's video really doesn't require much of an introduction, as we will be continuing our theme park build in the Plaza. If you haven't yet watched part 1 of this build, I will link it up here for you as well as in the description box down below. Without further ado, let's get on with it. Just as I did on the other side of the plaza, I started this side by placing my largest items where I wanted them. On this side of the theme park, my large items are the Dumbo Ride and Woody's Carousel. You'll also notice that I have already placed the wire mesh fence to separate the area that will eventually become the alley from the rest of the theme park. I do this because it helps me when placing the larger items so that I don't end up accidentally blocking off an exit to the other biomes or any mining veins. I used the brick and iron fence just like I did on the other side to create the line cues for each ride. I often get asked how I got so much iron to create all the fencing I have, and I don't honestly have any kind of pro tip for you, unfortunately. When I first started playing the game, mining the glade and the forest was part of my daily duties. I checked Scrooge's shop, and then I'd always go make a few rounds around the 2 biomes gathering iron. I also never walk past a mine in these biomes without hitting it. Another thing that I do when I really need to grind a huge amount of iron is watch a movie or a TV show while I play so that I'm focused on something else other than the excruciating task of the grinding of the iron. I'll also sometimes sit in a Discord call with some friends while I'm mining just to keep me entertained. Another tip that I really wanted to share with you involves the trees. I will often use this specific tall maple because you can stack other items with it. You can place it on paths, you get what I mean. I will then place bushes or ferns under the tree, and by doing this, it stops the tree from spawning wood. This is really great for tight spaces when you can't or don't want to go around to collect wood. I really wanted to use these block columns from Toy Story in my theme park, and I had initially thought that I would create an entire separate Toy Story area on this side of the plaza and also use some of the other items as well, but I just didn't feel like I had enough room. So I ended up creating this little small park area, which I actually end up changing at the end. I thought about taking the clip out, but I ended up leaving it in because it really would have been a cute area, and I figured this will give you another idea of something that you can do in your own valley if you don't like what I ended up doing at the end of the build. No theme park would be complete without a food court. When I was creating this area, I was really thinking of some of the quick service food locations that I visited in the Disney parks. You'll see me kind of go back and forth with the positioning of the items because I really wanted more than one of the food stall counters in this area. By placing down one tile of the metal spike fence at a time, I was able to create the illusion of a brick wall separating the 2 food stalls. I chose to use this fence for a little bit of color contrast between this wall and the fencing that I used throughout the build. My initial thought was to create some additional seating inside the area with the food stalls, but it quickly became very clear that there just wasn't enough room. So the tables will end up standing alone, but I imagine this is where villagers will go to get utensils, napkins, and condiments after ordering. I had thought initially that I wanted to create a whole little shopping area with a few different stalls near the magical keepsake cart, but then I realized that I didn't have a silhouette drawing station in this build, so I scrapped that idea and placed that here. As I've mentioned in my previous Plaza builds, this is one of my favorite keepsakes from visiting the Disney parks, so it has to be included in my theme park. When I was laying the path back behind the carousel, this is when I decided that I wanted to do something different in this area. So I removed the items that I had placed and moved on with the idea of creating a bathroom area. This isn't something that I've included in any of my previous builds, and it was actually kind of fun to include something new in this one. The final step in this build was to place some of my favorite food items on the picnic tables. This is one of my favorite things to do in my builds to create an immersive atmosphere. While building theme parks in the valley isn't a new concept, at least not for me, the items in the current Star Path have been absolute game changers. I couldn't be more thrilled with them, and I love how my plaza turned out after incorporating these items into my design. The possibilities for building and decorating in this game are endless, and these items just make me even more excited to see what the developers include in the future. Let me know in the comments below if there are any biomes you'd like to see me build a theme park in, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell to be notified when I upload in the future. But that's all I had for you today, friends. Until next time, peace out.